There you go. I make this mistake all the time. I need to figure out how to do this. How's that? Is that better? Hopefully that's better. Anyway, welcome to the Sunday Web Show. Today we've got a special guest with us, a fellow Kiwi streamer, and we are looking to talk about the do's and don'ts of streaming from, I guess, the perspective of a small streamer, and as well as, multi-streaming and the do's and don'ts on different channels and whatnot. So before we get started, obviously the rules are on the channels. You would have had to agree to those before jumping in, but be mindful that we're all about respect and making everyone comfortable in our chat. So please be aware that any abuse or harassment of any kind will not be tolerated, and the mods will potentially ban you. But otherwise, just have fun. If you have any questions, we are more than happy to answer them. So just wait to the end though, because just to make sure things just run a bit smoothly, it would be a lot better to keep any important questions you have for us toward the end of the stream, or at least at the end of our discussion. And yeah, feel free to ask us anything. If you'd like advice, if you'd like our thoughts on anything. Obviously, I've been doing this now for about a year. I've been streaming for about a year, inconsistently though. And I've been running Attack on Geek and doing all of the stuff that I do for Attack on Geek for about 2 years. So I've had a bit of experience with, dealing with sponsors, dealing with PR companies. I come from a PR background, so I've also been on the other end of the stick. So I can sort of give you some tips on how to, I guess, bring yourself forward and put yourself in front of a marketing person or a PR person for a company, etc., etc. All the boring stuff or cool stuff, depending on how you see it. But anyway, so let's get started. I will like to now invite Aero Dono on the stream. You guys all know Aero Dono. He's one of the most genuinely nice, really talented streamers. He was the one who actually introduced me to multi-streaming back when I was just doing purely Twitch and then purely Mixer. So Aero Dono has been such an amazing help. He's such a nice guy. Everyone is, I don't know if you guys feel that way, but it's always so welcoming to just be on his channels. And so seeing him just keep pushing through his growth and just trying to make it on Twitch has been really interesting to watch. So I'm sure he's got a lot of advice. I'm sure he has a lot of thoughts and opinions about things. So without further ado, I would like for him to jump in and we can start a discussion going about what we think are some do's and don'ts of streaming. So Aero Dono, hello.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Are you crying right now?
It was such a beautiful introduction. I was sitting there like...
Just before we start, guys on chat, can you hear Aero Dono okay? Just to make sure everything's working.
Do I need to sing a song?
Go on Twitch. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, all good? Fine. Oh, low volume. Hold on a second. Hopefully that's a bit better. All right, hopefully this is a bit better. All good? Okay, perfect. So, for me, Aero Dono, I don't know if this is something that you found as well, that you've seen on stream and what you've seen on other people's streams. The biggest thing for me that I've noticed is obviously the trolls. And hey, Blakey. I'm sorry, I would normally say hi to each and every one of you, but I thought just for the sake of getting through this and making it as professional as possible, I'll just say a quick hello to chat. But yes, the biggest thing for me is dealing with trolls, especially those who jump online and are quite sexist and sometimes even racist. And that's a big no-no, because I'm streaming to have fun and I'm streaming to interact with you and make new friends on stream. If someone jumps on and is trying to just throw, I guess, the mojo off, it's really off-putting. So I'm not sure, Aero Dono, have you had any of those?
Most definitely. And I think like part of the struggle is to like, because I'm of LGBTQ, so I get hit with everything. I'm like, someone comes into my stream is like, oh, this guy sounds funny, or oh, this guy sounds weird. And the biggest thing is to just not let that stuff get to you. But then that's kind of like the big thing. Like, how do you not like it's like, because some people just say some really horrible stuff on the internet. You're like, how do you live with yourself? It's terrible. But like, I think for yourself personally, for your own peace of mind, just the second that someone starts to get too much into that, you've got to stamp down on it really quickly. Like, your mods have to get on top of it. And so it's a good idea to talk with your mods about that kind of stuff. What's allowed on your stream and what's not. And just be like, if you see someone saying this kind of stuff, immediately time them out. Immediately ban them. You know, like, just keep those rules that you've got for your channel, and just keep those boundaries. And it makes it so much harder for them to get to you. And then you're just like, look at my impenetrable defenses. You all the way at the bottom of this cast. You can't touch nothing. It gonna happen today, Satan. You know, I think that's probably the best thing you can do, because what you don't want to do is feed these people. You don't want to, like, get into an argument with these people, because it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you get anywhere with it. So for your own, what's the word? For your own mental safety, it's gonna, you know, just so that you don't lose your mind over it all, and you don't like sit in the corner in fetal position like, you know, just immediately stamp down on it. Don't let it ever get to you. And unfortunately, in this environment, you're also going to have a bit of a tough skin with it too. Like, you've got to kind of mentally prepare yourself. This is the type of stuff that people are going to try and come for me for. And I don't know, as soon as you're aware of it, I don't know, it just sort of helps you to deal with it a little bit better. That's my thoughts. What about you? What do you sort of do with it?
Well, see, the thing is, I think for me, to a large extent, I do just brush it off, or I call them out, but I don't call them out in a nasty way. You know, I kind of like, you know, that's not very nice, or we don't say things like that on this channel. It's meant to be PG friendly or G friendly or you know, whatever. But recently, I've actually had a bit of a stalking incident. So this person, I'm not going to name names because I don't think that's fair, and it's just not what I do. But there's this guy who had been following me for some time and disappeared, and then just came back again a few weeks ago with the whole, you know, hey, I'm back, or hey, how you doing? You know, hi, I'm so and so. And I thought, oh, okay, this person's, I recognize him from before. Obviously haven't heard from him in a while. He's now jumped back on. You know, maybe he took a break or whatnot. So, you know, I took it quite innocently and all that. And then this person started to dig, I think, a little bit, because I started seeing him all over my social media accounts. And even on my personal and private social media accounts, to the point that it was like he was just watching me. And it came to a point where he started being a bit brave and actually started to come on to me in a way. And you know, I really agree with you with the whole, you need to have your mods there. You need to have people watching your back on stream, because there are times when you're playing a game or you're doing something, you can't really just stop, go onto your you know, Twitch dashboard and go and, you know, delete them or ban them or whatever. So having mods is super important. And I'm actually quite lucky because obviously I sit in a room where Tom's right next to me and he's a mod on my channel. So as soon as I get uncomfortable, and I'll turn around and be like, hey, Tom, can you do this? And and I've actually told him about this particular guy, and he well, as my partner, he wasn't happy. So
hell no.
He could be trolling. I'm sure he could be just trying to be friendly, but there's a way you go about it, I think.
Yeah, and I suppose that sort of goes back to that whole keeping the boundaries sort of side of things. Is setting that expectation for what's acceptable and what's not for not only your stream but your community and, you know, the people that sort of interact with you, and just be like, like, if you feel like this way, my private social media stuff is completely off limits. Exactly. Who knows? Maybe you might meet some people in the community and you get really close with them. You might become friends, and then you know, privately add them after that. But that's at your discretion. When it gets to that point, it's like that can make you feel really unsafe. Like, girl, like that's all
Yeah,
personal
I
and
mean,
stuff. But lucky you got yourself a big, sexy man in the background with that band hammer, girl. Just
no,
be
I
like,
mean,
smack! Hell
yeah,
no, not today, Satan. Mm-mm.
yeah, that's true. I completely understand. So Prolin and Kitty Chaos have both said that, which is true. Some people are just slightly socially awkward, or they may not
Mm-hmm.
have those. They may not know the etiquette, I guess, on trying to talk to people online or being on social media and whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
once again, it's fine if you're doing it some of the time.
Mm.
It's just a little bit uncomfortable for me personally. I mean, other people might be able to handle this better, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, okay, maybe a stalker is there's a fine line with what's a stalker and what's just someone being trying to be friendly and trying to get your attention, I guess,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
trying to just get to know you better.
Yeah. It's
Me,
someone who just doesn't quite recognize those social boundaries. You know what I mean? Like there's some people who just don't understand.
yeah, exactly. To me personally, like if you go on my like private channels and you try to connect with me through accounts that I've actually got my privacy settings really high, and you try to go around about ways and creating multiple accounts so that I can't keep an eye on you, that's going a bit far.
Mm.
If you're doing it with one account, that's something. But if you're going about it with creating several accounts, and trying to connect with a particular person and calling them, objectifying them essentially, because this
Mm-hmm.
person was trying to connect with me in a way that was objectifying me. He was trying to.
Yeah.
He didn't just say hi, how are you? It was hi, beautiful, or hi, gorgeous, and that's fine normally.
Yeah.
But when it goes to the level of hi, I'm single, do you have a Valentine's date, and all those kind of things, that makes it really weird. And
No,
so because of
honey,
that,
no.
yeah, and I've never had that experience before. So to me, this is all really new. And so
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to deal with something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't,
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
to me, it's just like, okay, well, you've got the features of blocking, banning, timing out, all of that sort of thing. So that's the good thing I like about Mixer is Mixer, you can actually time out a person for like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not sure with Twitch. Can you time out people on Twitch just for
Yes,
a short
yes,
while?
you can. You can.
Okay.
It's the same. It's very, very similar process. There's a command to do it as well. But I mean, the other thing is too, what you can do is if this person is connected with you on one of your other social accounts, have a private conversation with them and say, "Hey, look, what you're doing is not okay. You need to back
Mhm.
off." Because I had someone who was just taking things a bit too, yeah, just kind of like pushing the boundaries just a bit too much. And it was like, that's not comfortable for me on stream when you get to that point. And it was just like the jokes were just like it was just like there was just too much of a. Ooh, is this person being serious? Is this person being real? So
Yeah.
I actually connected with them outside of my stream and said, "Hey, look, were you being serious when you were saying this?"
Hmm.
And just sort of had a conversation after that. They said, "Well, hey, look, can you please not?" It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
sometimes it's just as simple as that, and just giving the person the opportunity to respond to that. Obviously, the band hammers and the timeouts and stuff like that. Those can be really helpful tools, but sometimes it just sort of depends on the situation, I guess.
Yeah.
And how you are feeling and if you're feeling comfortable about it. But usually what I like to do is I like to give people the option to redeem themselves. So
Okay.
on my stream, I have a warning system.
Mm-hmm.
When people break my rules, they will be immediately warned by one of my mods. Hey, look, you've already, simple things like someone who keeps repeatedly asking me to play. Like it's almost like they copy and paste the same thing. Can we please play together? Can we please play together? Can we please, like
Yeah.
my mods will say, "Hey, look, stop it. He's seen it. He's already talked with you about it. If you keep this up, we're going to time you out," sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then that gives that person the responsibility to then take ownership of what it is that they've done wrong and realize and recognize, okay, whoops, I've overstepped the boundaries. Get back at them, should be all right. But again, every situation is different. Sometimes you get people who just spam hate in your chat. And you're just like, bam. Can I just say though, it is such an awesome experience when someone's being a real pain in the ass in your stream, and you just go, Ben. It's like if you've ever gone through Facebook and you've like deleted people that you don't network with or don't talk with anymore, and just clean it. It's like a cleanse. It is so healing and soothing for your body. It's great. It's empowering.
Okay, so essentially have good mods, understand that, you know, different people are different, and they might not potentially be very good with being online or you know, understanding how to talk to people online. So you sort of have that warning system, I guess, and
yes,
you know, you give them the benefit of the doubt for maybe once, twice, and then if they keep doing it, obviously say something, and then
and then sort of take things from there. Because I mean, for people like us, like you and me, we're so relatable. You know, everyone loves us. Everyone loves the conversations we talk about, we get involved with. Girl, it's not even a joke. And everyone wants to get in that 5 minutes of fame. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone wants to get up in it and be a part of it. They get a part of the hype, like, oh, notice me.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can just get a bit too excited with that, you know, and just be like, oh, woo, and just push everyone out of the way and be like, yeah, it's me, straight to the front of the line. It's like, yeah, guys, there's a line here for a reason. Go back to position, okay? You know?
Yeah.
And again, we can't help being such lovable people. It's just who we are. But when it comes to situations like that, just recognize that there is, you know, we do this thing. We do these things just because, you know, we don't want to have to go home and cry at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess in that sense, we know now how to deal with, you know, uncomfortable situations on chat. But what about, because the other thing that sometimes I'm okay with, other times is a bit of a gray area, is self-promotion on stream. So I'm normally fine with, you know, because I stream for Xbox as well. I have a lot of people a lot of kids actually, and they jump on and they're like, hey chat, you should come and watch my stream, or I'm going to stream right now, you should, you know, come and join me, or can someone give me a follow, and they will literally just spam the chat with that. And because Xbox has some clear rules about what they would like on the chat, these sort of self-promotion gets banned quite quickly.
Yeah.
But on my personal channel, I'm okay sometimes with, you know, someone just coming in and be like, oh, I stream this game as well. And, oh, you know, would you like to co-stream sometime? Or would you like to, you know, come and check out my stream and give me some tips or feedback or whatever? I'm fine with that. So what about you? What do you think about self-promotion on streams?
Well, see, I think it sort of depends on each streamer individually. Myself personally, I don't allow that. And my ideology behind it is because it's almost like, I'll put an example like this. It's almost like if you've pre-ordered a video game from, say, EB Games. You go to pick up your game, say it's Destiny. You go to pick up Destiny from EB Games. And then someone from some other different store comes into the store, into, you know, EB Games, and tries to sell you their game. It's just not on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's not right. And again, like part of the thing, like what you already sort of touched on a little bit, is that it's kids who don't know the social etiquette about stuff like that, because it's not just a thing that happens in streaming, it happens in lots of other different places as well. And that's where I personally say no to it. If you would like to connect with me, and if you would like to stream with me or talk to me about tips or, you know, all that kind of stuff, there's the time and place. And right when I'm in the middle of streaming is not the time and place.
Yeah.
And that's just for myself personally. Like, if you want to connect with me about that sort of stuff, chat with me, talk with me, you know, like network with me on Twitter. I'm in so different, girl, I'm so different places. I can't even keep up with all the different places that I'm in. But there is ways to connect with me about that kind of stuff without shifting the focus of my stream onto you. Because just from my personal perspective, I see it as being very, very rude. Like if I was to go into your stream and try and steal your viewers from you by saying, "Oh, I'm streaming this game too," it's sometimes it's not thought like that. This thought process is, "Oh, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I just said I'm streaming the same game too." But it's like, but it's the choice of words, and that's how it's portrayed. And again, as public figures, like of ourselves, we set the standard. Like for so many other people who are going to come, like stream alongside of us or even after us. Like we are the people that those people look up to. We set those standards. So when we uphold these values and say, look, no, when you come into my stream, you're here to either support me or watch me and get to know me. We're not here to talk about your stream. Okay, we can do that outside of streaming, and then the support becomes a lot more natural. You feel a lot more, because gamers by nature, we're such generous people. We're like, here, have all the things. We'll help you out. We're gonna help you at this cost. You want to get some follows? Grab, we'll get you some follows.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how we kind of met, Aero Dono, because we were both streaming Destiny and hadn't heard of each other until we connected on Facebook and started talking about streaming on a Facebook group. And then we sort of went, oh, okay, this person streams Destiny as well. I'm going to check out his channel. And likewise, you're going to check out my channel. And ended up being like, good friends. And we ended up playing together. And from there, it was almost natural for, this support to just, be born, I guess. Because I shout you out now, you shout me out. It's just natural. Rather than just, I just dropped in and be like, hey, come watch me stream. I'm streaming Destiny. Come give me a follow.
Yeah, most definitely. And the support flows along a lot more naturally in that regard. Like you want to go into it, like if you're going to socially network with someone else, you want to look at it as like you want to make a friend, not you want to, get something from the streamer. That's not what you want to do. If you want to network effectively with someone else, you want to be like, I see you. I like you. I want to be friends with you. But that doesn't mean you have to tell them every little bit about what it is that you do as, inside of their stream as a streamer. If you're really there to support that person, if you really want to be friends with them, then that's where you keep that conversation, I feel, away from the stream, away from that environment where it's supposed to be your space and your own, personal bubble. I guess. And if someone comes along with, let me just try and pop that personal bubble with some of my realness, you'd be like, no, honey. There's a process, okay? You want to get up in this business? Because, the thing is, like, if someone did that to you, your most loyal viewers or the people who who are regulars for your stream, whatever, they're going to look at this person coming in and they're going to be like, why is this person talking about their stream? Like, okay, like, we're not here to look at your stream. We're here to look at Miss Day's Geek stream or Aero stream. Viewers themselves generally don't like seeing people coming in and self-promoting anyways.
Yeah, and that's true.
And so when you sort of, stand up for yourself and your community by saying, it's just a simple thing of a lot of these kids just don't know the etiquette of how to do it. And so when you just gently come in there and say, hey, look, mate, cool that that you play games and stuff like that, but just if you're a streamer, don't try and advertise your streaming services, and just explain to them, this is the reason why we do things the way we do it. And it's not just like that doesn't just happen in streams. Again, it happens in real life as well. Yeah. So it's a good methodology to take with you wherever you go. But that's just how I see it. There are other people who love who love sort of talking about that kind of stuff on these streams, and they have friends that come in and they're like, yeah, by all means, tell me about your stream and everything like that. Like, that's totally fine. It's, again, just how you do things, really. But yeah, that's kind of just how I do it, and the reason why I do it. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to just go and just mention what's being said in the chat, because I think it's really important.
Ooh, yeah.
So, Roland's just brought up exactly the same thing, this with the whole lurk thing that people do. So they just come into your channel, just go lurk, and then, say nothing. Or they come in and say something or other to try and get your viewers to jump into their own channel and basically steal viewers from you. And
Okay.
yeah, I mean, definitely problem. I think it's just so wrong if you are purely going into other people's streams just to poach viewers.
Mm.
And I do agree. So Prolins just said that they come in, they kind of steal your viewers, and then when they start growing, they just unfollow you. And that's something
Mm.
I've noticed a lot of. And Prolin mentioned this as well in the Discord about the whole follow and unfollow and that sort of thing. It's
Yeah.
it's weird. Like, I mean, I personally feel that you follow someone because you genuinely like their content or you genuinely like them.
Mm.
You're not meant to do it as a way to just be like, look at me, I'm here, I'm following you, can you follow back? And as soon as they
Yeah.
follow back, you unfollow them. I think that's such a dirty tactic.
Yeah, and I totally agree. Like, I don't think that that's something that you should do either. I think the thing with lurking in someone's stream,
Mm,
this is something that I take. This is my own mentality behind lurks, because lurks is a
mm,
bit of a different subject.
okay.
When it comes to lurking, I go into so many different people's streams and I leave them with the lurk. I just type in I'll say, hey, I'm here, or hey, I'm just stopping by. I'm going
Yeah.
to leave you with the lurk so that they know that I'm still here and I'm still there to support them. Because, like, I personally do not go into another streamer's stream and go lurk with the hopes that people are going to click on my link and be like,
Mm,
oh, who's this person? That's not why I do it. I do
yeah.
it so that I can let the broadcaster know I'm here. I still support you. I'm
Mm,
here for you, basically.
yeah.
I mean, realistically, if you're a big time streamer, odds are you're not even going to see me type in lurk in the
Yeah.
chat, really.
Yeah.
And I have so many, like, a lot of my own personal friends who stream, or the people who I've networked with, and the people who I actively enjoy and promote and stuff like that.
Mm,
Sometimes I'm so busy doing my own thing, or sometimes I just don't have time or the energy to jump into someone else's stream. Like, you know
yeah.
what it's like.
Yeah.
You're a working
Yeah.
girl. You gotta make your own money in this
Yeah.
world,
Exactly.
Sister gotta get paid. Hey, like, you can't sit there
Yeah.
and be like, I'm going to jump into your chat and I'm gonna do hours long of conversation. It's just unrealistic. So
Yeah.
sometimes what I do is I go into another channel and I say, I'm lurking, I'm here, I'm supporting you, even when I'm not able to jump in the chat and be active and say all the things that you can say. Now, I mean, it's different depending on how you play it, because some people like to use the little wee lurking commands and some people don't. It's
Mm-hmm.
completely up to you. I personally do, just because it's just a little wee wink, just a little wee nudge to someone to say, hey, look, keep it up. I'm here to support you. I'm another number that's helping you with your stream and everything like
Yeah.
that. In terms of stealing viewers, now that's sort of a bit of a subject that I can sort of, I don't personally like it, when, like, the idea of someone coming into your stream
Mm-hmm.
to steal your viewers.
Yeah.
However, if you have built your community up in a powerful, positive way, your viewers are not going to naturally go to that person. Do you know what I mean? They're going to
Yes.
look at this person and be like, what is this guy trying to do? But if your community are starting to filter away to all these different people, you've got to stop and ask yourself, what is it potentially that I'm not giving to them as a streamer that they're going to these other people for?
Mm,
So go into that other stream with them, and do something different. Network with them on the same level as
Yeah.
viewer to viewer. Do something different. Talk with them, engage with them, say, how's your day? It's the same thing as when I was talking about before,
mhm.
go into streams with the mentality of making friends with the streamer. If you're a streamer, go into someone else's stream with the mentality of be friends with that viewer,
Mm, yeah.
engage with them and say, hey, how are you doing? And you can say things like, we miss you and all that kind of stuff, but don't make them
Mm,
feel bad for not coming to your stream. Why? Because there are millions of people on Twitch, honey, okay? Any one viewer
yeah.
can be replaced at any one time.
Yeah.
But if you show that you actively care for someone on a deeper level,
Mm,
and if you connect with them without that agenda, everything flows naturally. That's why it works for both of us at the streamer level and then also at the viewer level too. So for me personally, I'm getting a lot passionate about this. I'm so sorry. for me
Sorry,
personally,
Aero, can I just
that's works.
ask you what Roland's asked here? He says, what are your thoughts on people who come into a chat while they are live streaming and they, so I guess, okay, so say person A is live streaming, they jump into
Mm,
person B's chat while person B is streaming and immediately just
mm.
type lurk. No hi, no nothing. They're streaming, but they're coming in and purely saying lurk. What are your thoughts on that?
My friends personally do that to me all the time.
Okay.
And I'm fine with it because I love them enough that even if they just pop in, because sometimes that's all you can do is just quickly type in the little wee alert command and that's all you can do. I know my friends are really busy. So if they take the second or like even an inch of time out of their lives to just pop that into my chat, for me, that means the world.
Yeah.
That for me personally means the world. Like I can't even tell you how grateful I am whenever I see that someone just comes and gives that little bit of extra support.
Yeah.
Any little bit of it, I am super appreciative of because, like they could be doing so many other things, but the fact that they, even if they don't have time to say hi, even if they don't have time to really actively engage with you on the chat level, they come in, they take the second out of their day to come in and say, I'm lurking on your stream. That for me means a lot. And I acknowledge that in my stream. I say that all the time. Like, thank you so much for the lurk. It means a lot to me because it does. And I don't want to make anyone feel invalidated because they don't have the time to sit down and, like, even if they are streaming, they might be busy streaming. They're like, oh my gosh, Aero's live, or oh my gosh, Miss Dance Geek is live. I love it. I'm gonna still just pop in just really quickly, give you a lurk. I mean, it'd be a different thing if they're advertising, oh, I'm streaming too. Like, like it's a completely different thing. But if you get that little extra bit of support, for me, it means the world. So I don't have an issue with it, but just because I don't doesn't mean everyone else thinks the same way.
Yeah.
And if that's how you don't, like, if that's not something that you agree with, or if you have a different way of viewing it, then that needs to be communicated with your audience and with your viewers so that they understand that. And that needs to be a boundary. And you need to communicate that to the other person. Say, hey, look, I appreciate you coming in with these conversations will connect, girl. I'm lining up them dots right now.
Yeah.
And that's where, you go back to the music, have a conversation one-on-one. Hey, look, I appreciate you coming in with these lyrics, but please can you do it like this?
Yeah.
And then that way you give that person the opportunity to respond. And that's about empowering someone else to make that, to feel comfortable in that decision to make it. But
Okay.
that's my thought. Sorry, I'm getting really passionate about this. I'm just like,
no, please, by all means. I'm quite passionate about all of this as well, and I talk about it on my streams all the time. So it's kind of nice to hear it from another streamer's point of view as well. I mean, obviously, the Villain Glasses earlier said that if a person has enough time to jump into your stream and go, !lurk, surely they have enough time to just come in and just say hi. Like, instead of saying lurk,
yeah.
So there's that.
And potentially that could be the case, but again, everyone's situation's different, and that's not always the case. So never ever make the assumption that that should be the case. That's my own, that's my own train of thought with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I might be just about to head out the door and I see that someone's streaming. Oh, better quickly jump in, type lurk, and then out the door. You never know. You do not know what's going on in people's lives. You don't know what people are actually getting up to. So you can, my train of thought is you can take it how you choose to take it. You can take it in a positive manner, which empowers you and makes you feel better as a streamer, or you can take it as a negative.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, you've got to deal with it the way that you see fit. That's just kind of sort of how I, And again, my way is not the way. Like, that's just how I see things. So, so don't take what I say. You take it with a grain of salt.
Oh, yeah, no, I completely agree. Different people have different viewpoints, and I'm reading the chat as we are. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. And was that a follow or a sub or something?
A follow on Mixer.
Yes!
Thank you so much, Redcode. I really appreciate the follow, and hello. Thank you for coming by. We're just talking about, just do's and don'ts of streaming from a small streamer's perspective. And we've got Aero Dono here, who is a up-and-coming New Zealand streamer, to just get some of his thoughts on the issue. And I'm just reading everything on chat at the moment, and I'm seeing that, whilst a number of people are agreeing about, it's not really nice to just come in and try and say things like, oh, just lurk, but not say hello or not try to interact in any other way. There are also others who are fine with it and are fine with supporting streamers. So again, it's just, I guess, personal preference, and it's really
it really is.
Streamer. So once again, it's the whole, you need to educate your viewers, you need to educate your mods, and you really need to, I guess, have a stand. You're either going to be one way or another, and it's going to be a gray area sometimes. It's really dependent on the situation. So, oh wait, what does Mistress Eris say? Can't say I've experienced people coming in just saying, look. Sorry, this is a long one, so I've actually got to read it.
You're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I personally have no issues with people coming in and lurking, because to me, I take it as, oh, hey, they're coming in and giving me some support, even though they may not actually be chatting or anything. That's fine with me. I'm fine with people coming in and like, oh yeah, I'm playing this as well. I stream it as well, and I'm finding XYZ good or bad or whatever. It's the way you say it, I think, that's really important. It's how you come in, and this is my personal opinion. I wouldn't be very happy with someone coming in and just being like, hey guys, you should come and watch me now, or something like that.
Most definitely. Oh, how about that's enough. Unless you've talked with the streamer first about it.
Yeah,
I think it's exactly the only thing.
I think with anything, really, if it's someone else's content, you kind of need to respect them first, and if it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, a streamer might just be like, sure, but can you do it at the end of the stream? Or, there might be just some rules around it. And so it's always best to just ask, I believe. Ask beforehand, ask outside of the stream, or, just hold it until the moment arises for you to be like, hey, I'm going to stream this now, or something like that,
I mean, I just think, just asking for permission first rather than just assuming, because especially when you're going into someone else's space, like I have a friend who had something recently happened, like someone came into their Discord and just openly posted up the link. Now, if they had talked with the streamer first, they would have realized that they're totally fine with you self-promoting yourself, but there's a different place to put it in.
Yeah.
So just putting it in the wrong area of Discord instantly just that streamer instantly just, like my friend was just like, I don't really want to, support them. And so I just, just said, hey, look, just ask for permission first before you post. It shouldn't be too horrible. But, again, there are a lot of people who are different with how they want to have their Twitch channel run. I just personally like people to respect my boundaries.
Yeah, I guess that's the most important thing, right? It's just the respect of boundaries and, not crossing a line.
But also, too, like, never fault someone if they don't know those boundaries.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah.
Take it with the, assumption, they didn't know, so let me quickly educate these people. And do you know what the best thing is? If you do that right in front of your audience, it says a lot. Your audience are constantly watching how you respond to situations like that. When they see how you respond to situations like that, I wonder how they feel about it all. Just something to think about.
Yeah, definitely. And from what I've seen on the chat at the moment, so if someone comes in for advice, I personally have no problems with that. Like, I love helping people, and I love sharing what I've learned with others. And I've seen so many kids come on, and I mean, I do this for a living, right? I teach kids how to stream, and I stream for Xbox, which is all about trying to teach other people how to stream and how to play well with others and whatnot. So I love it when people come on and just say, oh, hey, are you using OBS? Or, hey, what setup do you have? Or how do you do this? How do you do that? Because I wouldn't have learned how to dual stream if not for you. And likewise, I'm sure you wouldn't know certain things if not for someone else. So it's all about sharing that education. So I'm all for it. I think it's amazing. And, you know, more people should be brave enough. Well, obviously, I'm not going to say more people should be brave enough, but if you are confident enough to chat on stream with a streamer that you admire and you look up to, go for it. You should totally just be like, hey, you know, how do you do this or how do you do that? The streamer may not.
Send
Sorry?
them a message. You know,
Yeah,
like, you know,
yeah,
send them a whisper, or send them
yeah,
you know, a tweet to their, like, you know, message or something like that. Just so,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
connect again. Don't go into it with the assumption of I want something for you from you, and if you do so, you know, if you do the opposite, streamers are more than likely going to help you. Girl, we've been there.
Yeah,
We've done that.
yeah.
We felt like idiots when we asked those questions too. You know, like
There is no wrong answer, guys. If you guys, there's no stupid question and there's no wrong answer to it. Everyone's different, and
yeah.
I definitely agree. I was such an idiot when I first, in fact, I still am actually. I'm such a technical noob. I ask questions
girl.
all the time. All the time. I'm
girl.
asking, even today, you know, like in terms of consistency and how often you should stream and how many games you should stream. Till today, I'm still testing things out and I'm always trying new things. So for me, jumping into a streamer that I really admire and asking for their advice, obviously I ask it out. Me personally, I ask it outside of their streams because I know they're streaming and they're busy. I'm not
Yeah.
going to expect an answer right there and then. But you know, I just go into like their Twitter DMs or whisper it to them, just say, hi, I saw that you do this and I think it's really cool. Would you mind sharing your knowledge? So yeah, definitely I'd say that's, you know, don't be shy, go for it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, if that person doesn't respond to you again, like, Twitch is one of those unique platforms where there's so many different people, so many different colors of the rainbow, honey, so many different flavors and things to choose from. You know, you can look at this and be like, oh, that's cute, I'm gonna buy that. Oh, girl, I like that too. Girl, I'm gonna have you
Yeah.
that. You know, like, there's so many different sections to Twitch, and everyone has their own unique way of doing things.
Yeah.
So if you're not sure and this person that you've asked hasn't responded to you, that's okay. There's other people to look at. You know, there's other people that you could potentially ask too. But a large portion of the gaming community, you know, like the good ones, obviously there's some people who are a bit questionable. But anyways,
Yeah.
a large portion of the gaming community are so generous. And they are more than willing to help it out, because with most games that we play, there's a lot of teamwork involved. So we're ready to get in and have our teams in the game. That mentality translates over into streaming as well for us streamers.
Yeah.
I'm very goal-oriented. That's what I am as a person, but that's also what I'm like when I play video games. I'm like, girl, I'm going to get me this grind on. I'm going to get me that thing that's going to make me super and powerful and invincible. They're going to blow the fuck everything up. Like, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I
like,
totally understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you find one person and for whatever reason they don't respond to you, there's a lot of other streamers out there. There's a lot of information out there on the internet. Google is a great place to go. If you're not sure about social etiquette or any of the other things like that, like, there's a lot of resources available to you out there. The bounty is plentiful, honey.
Yeah.
It stretches on for miles. So
I totally agree. I mean, it's nice getting some advice from other streamers who are kind of on your level. But there's so many other, like I've noticed there's so many really popular, big partnered streamers that are still so humble and just so nice, and they're just wanting to help anyone and everyone, really. And so to me, like, that's so nice. Like, that's what I really like about the gaming community is everyone's just in it to help each other. It's like a really nice community.
Yeah. And you know, the funny thing is those types of people are big for a reason. You know, other people look into that side, or they see that spirit of generosity, or they see that spirit of positivity, and there's an energy about it. It's charming and it's alluring, and it's like, oh, I want more. You know, like, and that's the thing that we all have in us, like, that we all have that potential for us. but it's not a race. You know, like it's not, the worst you can look at is another streamer and be like, oh my God, their success, they're so much better than me. No, you're taking way too much time focusing on what they're doing. You need to focus on you. And you need to be, you know, making sure that you're growing your communities, growing the people that you network with, you know, and keep that sort of stuff going. And really, can I just say, this is sidelining our topic for it. Look after your mental health. Oh my God,
guys, I'll be completely honest with you. So I gave up my job, right? And I thought, if I give up my full-time job to do Attack on Geek and streaming and all of that full-time, I'm going to have more time to do all of it, as well as time for myself. And actually, doing all of this full-time is so intense. It has been such a mess of a couple of few months because finances are tough, obviously. And then, you know, trying to juggle streaming every day, trying to make new content, trying to be different, trying to be unique, trying to decide, are you going to be on Mixer or are you going to be on Twitch? Are you going to be doing, you know, streams every day? Are you not? Like, all of it is just so mentally tough. And I'll be honest, I've suffered like 2 or 3 burnouts in the last 6 months or so. And I've had my moments. I will definitely be honest and say I've definitely had moments where I've just, you know, bawled my eyes out and just been like, oh, I just want to give all this up because it's just tough. And so,
and the funny thing is that is so normal and so common with us as streamers, because the thing is with us as streamers, this like the side that our viewers see is the side we want them to see. What they don't see is all of the background stuff and everything that happens off of the stream, and that's the stuff that we can kind of struggle with, even the stuff that we are on stream with. Like, you know, the one thing that can be really, really mentally draining is when your chat is dead. No one's talking. And then someone comes along and says, this chat is dead. Honey, we know. I promise you. Us streamers know. We see this stuff. We know. And we don't need people to come in and rub the salt in the... You know, one of the things I've had to sort of work with myself personally is getting comfortable, not totally comfortable, but, you know, like not freaking out whenever my chat goes quiet. Because, you know, some people are still watching. They're just not able to talk. You know, it's you know, there's reasons. And I choose to stay in that positive frame of mind. Obviously, I still do everything that I do as a streamer. I still talk. I still engage. You know, everything that I would usually do, I try and keep doing it. But in those moments, it is so mentally draining. And one of the things that us streamers can feel like is that we are completely alone in it all. And this is why it's important that you not only have IRL friends, but also that you have friends in the streaming community, because we get you on a level that probably no one else can.
Yes, definitely.
When it comes to streaming related problems, you know, wanting to kill yourself, wanting to give it up, wanting, you know, feeling like you're completely inadequate and no one watches your stuff, feeling like you're not growing or getting anywhere. We've been through that. Honey, it happens to every single one of us. Even if you get, like, I promise you, even the people who are super high up in the community and who have like thousands of viewers, they still get the same way. I've seen it happen time and time and again. And it's not just on Twitch, it's on YouTube. You know, if you're a content creator there, it happens there too. People get burnouts for multiple different reasons. That's why it's so important. Look after yourself. Get yourself the right amount of sleep. Eat the right amount of food. Go to the gym, you know, keep yourself healthy and all that kind of stuff. If you're a spiritual person, definitely focus on that spirituality, because that is like, these are the things that are going to help you get through it. And those are the things that are going to change the tone in your stream, and people will pick up on it. And people will be like, ooh, this person's great. I love it. And that's what's going to keep giving you fuel to keep going.
Yeah, totally. Oh, I totally agree with you on all those points. And I think that's where I personally lost my way, was because I just went into full-on Attack on Geek and nothing else mattered, because my aim was I need to grow the brand. And I needed to, do whatever I could and use up all my energy on Attack on Geek. And the thing that I thought of, that would, sort of help me with my mental health was I convinced myself that because I'm doing such a wide variety of things for Attack on Geek, I'm having that variety. But in actual fact, I was just locked into, how many hits is my website getting? How engaging is my social media? How engaging is my Twitch streams or my Mixer streams? And the good thing is I actually don't care about how many people are viewing it. I just purely just play games and talk to myself half the time. So that really doesn't worry me, but it's the scheduling as well. Sometimes it's so hard to maintain a schedule because real life gets in the way. So for example, like my parents don't seem to understand that streaming is kind of like work. And when you're scheduled to stream, you should really go on. And so initially when I started streaming, I'd get like phone calls in the middle of my stream and my mom would just want to, chat. And it's like, well, actually, no, you have to understand that this is like my job,
And
so
can I just say, you work so hard for everything that you do, like in the amount of time that I've seen you do everything on your streams and the content you put up with Attack on Geek and how you network with people. You work so goddamn hard, and I see it every single time. And I have nothing but I've said this before. We've had this conversation before, but I have nothing but complete and utter respect for you and faith in your brand because I definitely can see it going all the way, and I know that you have the potential in you to do it.
That's really nice.
I'm not kidding. Like I have nothing but complete and utter respect for you and how you portray yourself in your community and how you keep at it and how you keep growing. You've had a lot to deal with, girl, and it's not easy. It really is not. And the fact that you still push through, and that you still managed to get through to the other side of it, it speaks volumes for you as a person and your characteristics that follow through with it. You are an incredible person. I have absolutely nothing but complete and utter faith and respect for you. And by the way, people, if you're watching in the streams, go ahead and follow her because she's amazing. You totally should do so. Like, hair flip.
I generally don't take compliments really well because, like, for me, it's like, no, I just do it because I love what I do. And that's the thing. I really, like, to me, this isn't a job. It's just I'm really passionate about it. So that's why, like, if I don't eat or if I don't sleep, I don't think about it because I'm really invested in what I'm doing. But no, definitely.
It can be so easy to get caught up in that hype, but it is really super important that, like, on the other couple of days, maybe you can, skip over it. That's fine. But you really have to still maintain that mentality, of look after myself. I'm important. I matter too. And I need time to myself sometimes, that is surprisingly this thing that is going to get you through this game, because that's what it is. Us streamers, we're playing a game too. We're playing the game of how to get bigger on Twitch and blah blah blah. Like, for us is a grind.
And definitely,
just like the characters in our game, eventually we're going to run out of stamina. Girls just what's going to happen, and rather than like get to that point and then die in the middle of an epic boss fight. We need to recognize the points where we need to take time for ourselves and we need to rest for ourselves, to be present in the moment, and to really, have a conversation with ourselves. How are you doing today? Actually, not that well. And you've been ignoring me for so long. So guess what? Whoop, you're going to have a massive ass headache for the rest of the stream.
Yeah.
Girl.
And I think that's the most important thing is when I first started streaming and had a schedule, and I wasn't able to meet that schedule, I would feel so guilty. And I would feel terrible because it's like, oh no, I'm missing my streams. The viewers count on me to be there. But now, if I have to miss a stream because I'm not feeling good or something important has come up, that's something that you need to take care of first. Like, the stream will always be there. The viewers will understand. Like, that's something that's really important for all streamers to understand, is your viewers are people as well, and they are going to know that, we're all human. We all have, bad days, and we all have, sometimes traffic to deal with or bad days at work. And sometimes you come home and you're just so out of it. You don't feel like entertaining. And that's okay. I mean, that's my view. It's completely okay. If you need to take a day off, take the day off. No one's going to say anything bad. No one's going to hate you for it. Your viewers will still come back because your viewers who are part of your community and support you no matter what, they'll always be there. And those are the I guess the people that you need to remember are supporting you, because any viewer can come in and just be like, oh, hey, I'm new, and then give you a follow and then never come back again. But the people that come back day after day after day, those are the people that have your back.
And also too, just on a side note, when it comes to streamers, if you are networking with other streamers correctly, then what you also need to take into account, into consideration, is that person that you're networking with is a person.
Yeah.
And if you see that they're struggling for whatever reason, talk with them. Not as a streamer, not on that streamer level, but come back down to the whole person thing. It's about the personal relationship, and be like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? You will find that people will appreciate it when they recognize that you are a human.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the good thing is you've got, some of us have a webcam, so you can see that I'm an actual person. But Aero Dono, are you actually human?
No, actually, the truth is, now that we're talking about it, I'm a Toyota Prius hybrid.
Okay. Trez actually mentioned, Trescale on chat actually made a good point. If you burn out and can't stream anymore, then are your viewers going to be better off or worse off? So he makes a really good point. You have to take care.
That's another thing you've got to take into consideration too when you're sitting there and you're completely burnt out. Do you want to jump on your stream and make your viewers feel like crap because you feel like crap? Is that a possibility? Would that happen? And are your viewers going to pick up on that? Because, we like to think that we hide things very well. Sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm very open and honest. Whenever I start my streams in the morning, I'm like, y'all are going to see me. I'm going to be tired. I'm not a morning person. It takes a while for my energy levels to kick up. So if you see me and I'm like, hi, what's up?
Yeah. See, I'm lucky. I do it after work. And so I come home and I'm just, actually, to be fair, I'm like that as well, because teaching kids, God, it's hard.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. I totally understand that.
To me, I always put a disclaimer when I first start streaming, and I'm like, okay, guys, this is a warm-up. I'm still warming up first. But no, you're right. That's the most important thing, is we're all human. We're all in the same place, I guess. Yes, some of us have thousands of followers, but at the end of the day, we're all the same in that sense.
And try not to focus on what someone else is doing where it's going to be detrimental to yourself. Don't look at another streamer and be like, that motherfucker's got 20 viewers, and why is everyone supporting him? If you go into it with that mentality, the funny thing is your stream suffers too.
Yeah.
Because you're so focused on what someone else is doing in their stream, you're not taking that time out to really put in the effort back into your stream or to network with your friends. Because that's what I'm going to start calling the streamers now, the friends. So if you're not, if you're not putting in that effort, and then if you look at someone else who is putting in that effort, the whole mentality of that is just going to negatively impact you in ways you probably don't even properly realize. But there's a flow-on effect for everything that sort of happens with that negative energy. That's what I personally believe. So if you look at someone else who is growing very quickly and you go, oh, congratulations, and actually be present with it and actually mean it.
Yeah.
Girl, your life is going to change. Just like in this, just like that. And the thing is, when you celebrate other people's successes, fully and you're engaged, you're in the moment,
Mm.
they are going to bring that success through to you. It's a natural flow
Yeah.
on effect.
Yeah.
However, if they detect fake, this is the thing. If they detect fakery in anyone's sense, it's going to backfire on you. So if you cannot fully support that person, then don't.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
But
that's something that you really have to just make sure that you I guess different people are different in this respect, but to me, I like to treat everyone as yeah, like friends, you know. I try to be nice and helpful as possible. Um, I like the idea of we're all in this together, and we're all
yeah,
at the end of the day, like this is maybe this is like my Hindu upbringing, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, right? When one day we're all gonna die. I know it's a bit bleak,
yeah,
but we're all gonna die. And what would that 1,000 followers get us really? We're not taking them with us. So
no,
at the end of the day, it's all about the moments you have while you're streaming. Enjoy yourself, build
yeah,
relationships with other people, and have fun. Stop stressing about like the number of viewers or who's chatting or who's not chatting. It really is just about your internal happiness and whether you're enjoying yourself. That's
yeah.
how I see it.
And from my perspective, Twitch is a platform to network with other gamers.
Mm.
Like to play with people you've never played with. Girl, I play with people all over the world.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
stop and think
Totally.
about that. That didn't
Mm.
exist like what, 10 some such years ago? No, it'd be more than that actually, probably
Yeah.
about 20 or some such. That didn't used to exist. We live in a day and age where you can know about something that's happened on the other side of the world and the second that it happens.
Mm.
Our times have changed so drastically. You think about it for a split second. We're both from New Zealand, okay?
Yeah.
And if you can talk with someone who's in a completely different country from you, completely different culture, different background, different upbringing, different values, all that kind of stuff, that's incredible.
Mm.
That is so
Definitely.
freaking incredible. That's awesome. That never used to happen. That never used to be the thing.
Yeah.
And this is our platform to do it on. One thing I'm trying to drill home to people is that in these sorts of moments, you're not alone.
Mm. Yeah.
There are people that are there for you and who will be there for you, but you need to make sure to keep in the back of your mind throughout this journey, whatever it is that you're doing, whether it be, streaming on Twitch, or if you decide to not stream on Twitch no more, like whatever it is your journey is,
Yeah.
you are not alone. And you should never, ever be made to feel less than what you are. If you decide that Twitch isn't for you anymore, that's cool. You've made friends with someone over in the USA. You can still talk with them outside of streaming. You can still network with them, find out how they're going. It's about relationships, about human relationships and connection on that level. And when you achieve that, girl, the world is yours for the taking.
Yes,
So
definitely.
yeah.
And I see Trez is also definitely on that viewpoint as well. He says it really boils down to why are you streaming? And that's something that I guess every streamer needs to ask themselves. If
most definitely.
you're here if you're streaming just for money and sponsorships,
girl, they don't go nowhere.
Not going to happen. I'm sad to say. I've seen, and this is my PR background coming in. I've seen so many people try so hard to make it as an influencer purely to get product or to get paid, and they fail. I'm sad to say they fail because they're not doing it for the right reasons. So,
it's about that, give and take and take mentality. If you go into it with this agenda, you pick up on that, and that's where you go with it.
Yeah, and people who are streaming and they have like a donation tab or something. You're not going to generally get a donation if people can see that you're actively streaming for money or you're streaming for someone to come and donate. You're going to get the donations when you create a relationship with your viewers and your viewers actually care about you enough to want to donate. For example, like I was streaming for a while on Sunday nights. I stream PUBG, and I was feeling really down one day. And one of my viewers, who I've been talking to for a while, just suddenly donated, and I was just like, "Why?" And he was like, "Oh, I just wanted to make you happy, and you seem like you were down." And I was like, "Oh my God, that was so uncalled for," and I like totally didn't expect it, but it just feels so much nicer once you get something that you just never really expected.
Yeah, and even not just donations, like a few I think it was probably actually last week. Girl, that did some blur. I'm getting old.
Losing track of
No,
the days there.
one viewer, whew, my eyes are getting teary just thinking about it.
Oh.
Shit. Sorry. One viewer posted a real heartfelt message in my chat, and it took me a little bit to respond to it. I couldn't just immediately be like, "Thank you." I felt so much emotion coming from the message, and it was nothing negative. It was super, super positive, and that person I absolutely love, and they have my heart and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it made my day. It really did. And your viewers will give back what they feel that they want to give back. No matter how small, no matter how big, I am always appreciative of it all. Because I don't go into my streams with the preconceived idea of, what, today we're going to get 15,000 subs, and today we're going to get more donations. I don't go into it with that.
Yeah, definitely.
I literally, for me, this is my own, sorry, I'm probably getting a little bit personal here, but like, this is my own mentality. I went really hard in my life.
Okay.
And in that moment, when I felt like my life was falling apart, when I was so angry, when I was so hurt, when I was so alone, and I couldn't go nowhere, like my gaming community was there, my LGBTQ community, they were there, and so that's why, for me personally, this year it's been the push to really connect those two and actually start to connect myself into those worlds. So when I stream and when I go into the day, my only purpose is to just stream, have fun, play with people. That's it. Anything over that, it did not take much for my fucking stream. Sorry, I'm sorry with my language. Apologies. It did not take long for my fudging community to be like, okay, well, we're gonna break Aero and we're gonna do da-da-da-da. And I had to mute my mic because I started tearing up a little bit on stream, and I was like, I don't want you guys to see this. I don't want you guys to know that I'm getting teary, so I'm just gonna stop. But
yeah, so I've actually been through that myself.
Yeah,
I have more of my followers on who actually engage with me on Mixer more than Twitch, and so a lot of them are people I consider really good friends now. And whenever I'm having a bad day, and I like to tell people, if I've got a bad day and I can't stream, I'll let you know. I don't just not show up to a stream. So it's so nice and just so touching when you say, like, sorry guys, I'm like not feeling well, or sorry, this is happening and I can't stream tonight, or I can't really do this anymore and I need to take a break. And actually, a while back, I took about 2 weeks off everything because I just needed that time away. And honestly, I had such bad anxiety, just wondering, like, oh my God, am I going to lose everything I've built? And all these people that I connect with each time I stream, and the people I look at as friends now, they came on and they were like, it's okay, we understand, we'd rather you take care of yourself, we want you to be happy and healthy and all of that. And the messages I got, just to say that I was doing a good job, or to say that I shouldn't worry too much, or just a nice message, it makes such a difference.
Oh, it really does.
And so yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from, and I'm so glad you have that, I guess. And I'm glad that we are all in this together and we're all a community, because like, even being part of the Discord, and every morning I turn on my phone and see like all these messages, hey, good morning, and hey, how are you doing? And I feel bad because I don't always have the time to respond, or I don't always have the time to jump on and say hi, but I do read the messages. I
Yeah.
try to read them either first thing in the morning or last thing at night, and I just read through them. And I'm like, wow, like this, I would not have had this had I not started streaming or had I not gotten into the gaming community. So I
Yeah.
totally agree. It's been such a nice journey, and our community is probably one of the better ones out there, I would say.
Oh, honey, this is the community to end all communities, honey. Honey. Look at all these other live streaming communities. You're like, honey, this is
I know. I agree.
honey. No, I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
I think it's because we've had, the right kinds of people who want to jump in and create this connection. Because when
Yes.
you come to that mentality, when you come to that understanding of, I want to connect with you on that level, things change. Your mentality changes. Everything with how you go about the streaming changes. And it, honestly, for myself personally, is for the better.
Yeah.
And when you can find a group of people who become like-minded like that, you become a powerful force to reckon with.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, most definitely, Australia, we're coming for you, you asshole, with all of your partners and everything like that. Like,
I
really
know, right?
No, I'm kidding. Much love to everyone over in Australia. But, like, that's why I think it's so important for us as New Zealand gamers to have a community, well, as streamers, sorry, to have our own community where we can actually network with each other on that level. It makes a world of difference. And the thing is, it stops being, it's a community, it's collective and everything like that, and it's your support level. There are people in this group who will look at you and be like, I see the struggles you're going through, I celebrate the victories you go through, and that
definitely
literally means the world. Oh, honey, it means the world to everyone who joins in and participates and becomes part of that. And I mean, you're going to see people who come in and who are going to not do anything with it. That's up to them. Honestly, people like that, myself personally, I think, they'll get to where they need to go. But being a part of something that's bigger than yourself helps to grow you as a person and expand you as a person, which makes you a lot more ready and open to receive all of the abundance that is ready for you on Twitch.
Definitely.
That could just be, lots of viewers or Lord knows whatever else. But when you are in the right state of mind to accept that, it comes. It naturally just comes in. It's like that magnetic attraction sort of thing. It just sticks to you. You're just like, yes.
Yeah, exactly. I agree completely with everything you just said. But just for the sake of time, guys, I would love to go on, but perhaps we could do the whole which platform is better and which is, more. Which platform is better? I just lost my train of thought and my words there. But we can do that next week because I can actually potentially get guests who predominantly stream on Mixer and predominantly stream on Twitch, and so we can talk about it from those perspectives, and we can even talk about which platform is better in terms of PC or PS4 or Xbox, because Xbox is right here. But we'll leave that next time. I will open the floor up now for anyone with any burning questions that you'd like myself or Aero Dono to answer. I'll give you guys about 10-15 minutes to ask all your questions, and then we will wrap it up for the day, if everyone's good with that. So any questions you have, I know that a lot of you were asking questions initially, but it's really hard to scroll back now. So if you have any questions that we didn't talk about or we didn't answer.
This conversation was popping. I was living for it every single second of it. So I'm like, girl, questions, honey? No, I don't got time for that, honey. We got stuff to talk about.
Oh my God, I think most people want to know what you actually look like.
Oh, actually, it's a good conversation topic while we're sitting here. So, So that's am I able to, or is there any other questions that we want to cover?
So the actual first question is Hey It's Dangerous asks, am I sponsored by Intel? No, I'm not sponsored by Intel. I'm not sponsored by anyone, to be very honest. And I'm actually not looking for sponsorship because, and this is my take on it, having done this for 2 years and having done the whole law and PR things. Personally, when you are sponsored, you are locked into a contract. And basically what that means is you abide by rules set out by your sponsor, and the sponsor will say things like you can't say anything negative about a product, you can't talk about any of their competitors, you have to achieve a certain target for the marketing people to be like, yep, we want to continue on with this person as our gaming sponsor or influencer or whatnot. And it's really hard to deal with because it limits you. So, for example, I write for my own site, but I also write for a number of other websites. And on top of that, I stream, I do so many other things. I'm constantly using so many different products at one time that if I were to just lock myself with, say, I don't know, HP or oh, thank you for the Scotty Eggy. If I were to lock myself to a sponsor, like say Intel, Intel is great because it's a processing company. It's a company that is in a lot of gaming computers. So if I was sponsored by them, it's not too bad, but it limits me from saying anything about AMD. It stops me from talking about any of their non-official partners. So say if I wanted to talk about a custom PC rig that I have and I used an AMD processor, I can't talk about it. I can't say anything positive about it. And for me, as someone who started off as like a journalist and PR and all that, I want to be able to tell you the truth. If I like something, if I don't like something. And that's really limiting when you're sponsored and you're locked into a contract. The other thing to take note of is you have to make sure that you are not saying anything that could put the company in jeopardy. So your relationships with people, your connections with people, everything is tracked, everything is recorded nowadays. So if you are friends with someone who, I don't know, is like the Logan Paul of Twitch or something, the person or the company sponsoring you will be like, yeah, we don't like Logan Paul. You need to not be friends with him, or you not need to, not have anything to do with him. Don't say anything. And you're going to be like, well, I actually really enjoy talking to Logan Paul, and I really enjoy doing videos with him and whatnot. That's going to stop. And because you've signed a contract, unfortunately, you're legally bound. So that's something to think about as well. So for me, I had an opportunity with Omen by HP. But for me, if I wanted to be sponsored, it meant that I need to stop writing for GoToGame because GoToGame is predominantly influencing brand that deals with Lenovo. And so obviously Lenovo and HP are competitors. So that's going to really restrict me. So that's why I'm not looking at sponsorship. This t-shirt came from PAX. So no, I'm not sponsored by Intel. And I hope that whatever I've said is something that you guys will keep in the back of your mind. And yeah, of course, Prolin's going to say Omen is life because he's recently just jumped on the Omen bandwagon. Congratulations, by the way. That's super awesome. I personally do like Omen computers. I think they're amazing. I think the company's amazing. Actually, no, you know what? I like everyone. I like everyone. As long as they would run PC games well and as long as the systems work, I'm happy with everyone. But yeah, that's my understanding of sponsorships and what happens behind the scenes. It's all a bit tough sometimes. But, that's just something to keep in mind of. Obviously, I'm not saying don't be sponsored because being sponsored is amazing. You get free product. and you get so much support from, a particular company. They'll send you to places. They will put a lot of money behind you. So there are a lot of benefits to being sponsored. Just be mindful about what you're getting into before you get into it. Obviously, negotiate the heck out of your contract. Definitely
girl.
negotiate. And that's something that I cannot stress enough. Yeah, I guess moving on to the next question, Aero Dono, your face.
There are a couple of people who have seen it. Okay, so here's a story about why I'm not using webcam. Now, I personally do not think that you need a webcam to be successful. And for my own self personally, I feel like I've proven that point. You don't have to be on webcam. There's this whole saying with Twitch of you have to be different. And then everyone has to use a webcam. And I've never felt comfortable with the idea of using a webcam. And I've tried it a couple of times and thought, is this cute? No, girl, it don't fit. I'll go put this back on the rack. And part of the reason too why I don't use the webcam is because Aero Dono as a personification is my own personal fantasy, better version of myself. And so the pictures
thank you
that
for
you
the
guys see, the picture of Noctis and everything like that, like that's how I view Aero. But Aero's a character and Aero's a fantasy. It's almost like if you've ever seen Drag Race. RuPaul's Drag Race. Yes, I'm advocating for it. The drag queens have a fantasy. They put on this avatar and suddenly they're someone different. It's the same with, superheroes. They put on this costume and something different. For me, that is what Aero is. And the fantasy is whatever people perceive it to be. For myself, I have my own personal ideas and views of it, but I don't like to mess with the idea of that fantasy. So, Aero is not, will not be on webcam anytime soon. Not to say that I won't ever do it, but at this point in time, it's never something that I've associated with my brand, and it's never something that I've actually had done. Like over the years and years of stuff that I've done content with over on YouTube and with shoutcasters and everything like that.
Yeah.
I've never once shown my face on there. Again, I've tried it once or twice on Twitch like years ago, and the idea was interesting. I tried it and it just didn't connect. There's a couple of people who have seen my face and that may turn into a game. I might turn that into a thing.
Okay.
I'm just
That's
kidding.
cool.
But like that's the reason why I don't do it. That's just my own personal reason. And I know it works because there is a streamer who gets nearly 300 viewers every single 300 viewers. Like thousands and thousands of go and watch his stream, and he does not show his face once. He never has done the entire time he's been on Twitch. I know that it's possible, and it's part of what makes me unique and what makes me me.
Yeah,
there's lots of things that make me unique and me, but like that's just part of it.
Fair enough. And just going back on the sponsorship thing, Prolin and was it Trescale? No. Yeah, it was Trescale. Made two really, really important comments. Is number one, be very careful with who you're sponsored with. Because sometimes they could be an illegitimate company. You never know. You never know until you actually do your research and whatnot. And number two, and actually, no, Tinkerbell just said that there are a few people on companies on Twitter offering sponsorship, but actually require you to spend money with them in order to receive discount codes. Yeah, so be careful. Be careful on who you sign with, and trust me, always read the contract. Read the fine print. Get independent advice. You are entitled to free independent advice from the Citizens Advice Bureau, and I'll mention that once and only once. But get your independent advice. Talk to other streamers who are sponsored with the same company or whatnot. And definitely do your due diligence. Sorry, not due negligence. Oh my God. Do your due diligence with it. Definitely research the heck out of it first. And at the end of the day, don't burn any bridges with anyone, because you never know who will come to you and just be like, hey, we want to bring you on board. And I'd definitely say be careful with these sort of things. Do we have any other questions? Any particular questions about streaming or whatever we do? Aero Dono, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think I have any questions. I mean, I just like to end it by saying I'm the most amazing person. No, just kidding. I'm the most amazing person out there, and anyone who says otherwise is lying to you. I'm kidding. No, I think I just want to say thank you so much for offering, for bringing me on this show. Girl, this is fun. I enjoyed this.
It is. Me too. I'm really glad you said yes, and I'm really glad that this is my first time with an actual guest. So it's been so fun. You got the honor of being the first Attack on Geek guest, Aero Dono.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's been really good. And then obviously thank you guys on chat for stopping by. Everyone on Twitch and Mixer. I've seen a number of you on Mixer as well, so I didn't just skim past you and ignored you. No, I saw each and every one of you. So thank you so much, guys. And obviously I've been reading all your thoughts as well, and I think everyone here has such a good idea about streaming and what they want to do and how they want to go about things. So I'm definitely open to any questions, any advice, anything you need from, I guess, from a legal point of view, from a PR point of view, from a website writing point of view. I may not be the best and I don't have all the answers. But if you do have any questions, I'm always open. You can DM me anytime. I'm most active on Twitter. So if you do have anything you want to chat about, talk to me on there. But otherwise, Aero Dono, you've got your own Discord and you're on all the social media channels as well. So
yeah, I'm mostly active on Twitter as well. So people can @ me at Aero Dono. I read Twitter almost religiously every day. I'm very, very active in my Discord and also on the Twitch NZ Discord. So you can always catch me on those ones. And also, I live stream quite a lot. So if anyone wants to go check me out, y'all can hit me up at twitch.tv/Aero_Dono.
Let me I'll put it in chat as well. Sorry. I should have been a bit more on the ball and put our links on the actual web show, but then I forgot.
Fine. It's okay. It's fine. But so if anyone has any questions, if they want to talk to me or anything like that, that's all you gotta do. It's just flick me a message and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, if y'all come into my stream and start promoting yourselves, you're gonna be hit with that timeout, girl, honey, because y'all been warned. So
yeah, definitely. Same thing for me as well. Now I think I've set up some moderators and a few rules and whatnot. So if you are jumping into my channels, just be a little nice. Don't be sexist. That's the most important thing. And be kind. I'm terrible at gaming, so if you see me suck, help me.
Honey, that's a lie, honey. You're
no, I won. That Fortnite game was a fluke. I'm so telling you, it's a fluke.
Yes! I was sitting there living. I was like, honey, she serves it to you every time she jumps on that Fortnite. Honey, she got this, honey.
We'll try. We'll see. But no, this was really fun, guys. I really enjoyed myself, and I've had a really good chat with you. I learned a lot of things as well, so this was really fun. Okay, so I'll be back again next week, same time, with a different guest. We'll see, depending on when everyone is free. But obviously, I'll be tweeting it out. I'll message you guys on Discord. I'll put this up all over the website as well. So, yeah. Thank you guys for stopping by, and thank you so much, Aero Dono, for all your insights.
Thank you very much. See you guys later. Bye.
All right, see you guys. And I'll be back again tonight, actually, at 8:30, streaming PUBG for Xbox. So if you'd like to play some PUBG with me on Xbox, come and join me because I actually need some help. Alrighty, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.